high school basketball, ASU men's club hockey, and ASU women's club hockey. Your home for all the action, right here on Inferno TV.
He shoots and scores!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to AZ Compass Prep here in Chandler, Arizona. Got a great matchup here between the AZ Compass Prep Dragons and the Eduprize School. I'm Kobe Bronstein here, broadcaster for today's game, dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties, but game's about to get away in just a couple of minutes here, and AZ Compass Prep going to be one of the best teams in the country. They're coming off of a huge win this past Friday against Skyline, where it was really a masterclass performance from the starting lineup as well as the rest of the roster as well. Mika Miranen really led the way, and it was a slow start for AZ Compass Prep, but Davis Fogel really took over in the second half as well. Miranen had some highlights to cap off the first half, and it led to a massive victory for them in the end. And they have this game against Eduprize today before they travel to Houston, Texas, and take on a Goliath of a team at the high school prep level in Oak Hill. But before that, they want to take care of business today against Eduprize. And I'll get into a little bit more of Mika Miranen, the really tall Finnish five-star recruit. He's a junior, and man, can he fly. He can fly, he can shoot. He has all the intangibles to be a next top-tier player at the college level and the NBA level. Has a ton of top D1 offers, including Arkansas that he had an official visit at recently. John Calipari came in to the AZ Compass Prep workouts as well as their media day, and he was really, really impressed with the Finnish player, as well as the House twins. They're, again, without one of the twins in Caden House, but Kalik House really took over in that first half as well. Had a tremendous second half that he was able to ride out to a huge victory, again, for AZ Compass Prep. And then other players to look at are Jacob Lanier, Quincy Wadley as well. He knocked down a couple of threes in the first half, so definitely keep your eye on a lot of these AZ Compass Prep players, especially in the starting five, because they have a lot of star power, and these are guys you're going to be seeing on TV for a long time to come. So just under a minute to go before the introductions here between Eduprize and AZ Compass Prep. Don't go anywhere here on Inferno TV's YouTube. Just moments away from tip between AZ Compass Prep and Eduprize here in Chandler. AZ Compass Prep Dragons coming off of a huge victory on Friday where they started off slow against Skyline, one of the schools that they're under the same umbrella of, but eventually got the victory, and we're underway here in Chandler. Eduprize with the ball first, and it's A.J. Thomas, the coach's son, rather. Quickly, ball goes into the corner, in and out. Rebound into the hands of Miranin. Lanier off to Miranin, wide open, spots up, no good, off the side of the rim. And the ball's gonna stay with the Dragons. Andre Thomas had his back foot on the green out of bounds line. Two Thomases in the lineup today, only one of them related to the head coach. That's A.J. Thomas, number 4. Andre is not. Miranin turns it over. Deflection out of bounds. Possession stays with the Eagles. The Eagles in blue, white in the numbers, and the Dragons of AZ Compass Prep in the white with green trim. Makai Grant has space. Off back iron and out. Miranin collects another board. Miranin, Kayla House, Jeremiah Green, Davis Fogel, and Lanier, the starting 5 for the Dragons. Here's Jeremiah Green, taking his talents to Texas A&M come 2025. Great defense up top. Back into the hands of Green. Shot clock approaching 10. The runner gets it to Fogel. Looked like a runner, but eventually a dump-off alley-oop to Fogel, who slams it down. And that's how the scoring party gets started here in Chandler. Way off in the corner from Eduprize. Miranin already with his 3rd rebound. His foot on the back line as well, so the Eagles going to retain possession. So much athleticism in the lineup for AZ Compass Prep. Miranin can fly, and you saw that on full display from Fogel as well. Hills Khalil Lias off the backboard and out. Fogel, Lanier in the corner, short. Rebound by Andre Thomas. Now to A.J. Thomas. Once again, not brothers. Same last name, but not related. Stifling defense from Jeremiah Green, and that causes the shot to go in and out. Miranin already with his 4th rebound of the game. Miranin, an animal on the glass. Green crosses over into the lane, loses it. But a hand check called beforehand. That one going on A.J. Thomas. Thomas going to Loyola Marymount next year. And a quick timeout already from AZ Compass Prep and head coach Pete Caffey. Very animated and passionate about what he does. And with the early lead, wants to talk things over. Just a 2-0 lead. Eduprize with a couple good shots already. Really trying to play outside in with some 3-pointers, and not a lot of attempts so far from the mid-range or inside the paint. 6:13 remaining. Eduprize from Gilbert, Arizona. They're a national team. And they already played the grind session team for AZ Compass Prep just a couple of weeks ago, falling short. And they get a crack at one of the best teams in the nation in the national team for AZ Compass Prep tonight. Compass Prep starting with a road trip to Houston on Friday, taking on a premier program in Oak Hill, but business to be taken care of first. Kayla House inside the feint. Fogel the runner. He got it. Davis Fogel, all 4 points so far for the Dragons. Here's A.J. Thomas. Looking to put the moves on Kayla House. Fogel with the hedge. The steal from Kalick. And he has all 6 now. Davis Fogel with the jam. Throws it down emphatically. 2 dunks already for the Gonzaga commit. And now Compass Prep in a trap. Full court press and they retreat. Makai Grant with the ball. Double team from Fogel and Miranin. Ball back now out into the left corner, and it's good. First points on the board for Eduprize, and it's Khalil Lias. So they cut the Compass Prep lead in half. A lot of physicality up top, and eventually a backcourt. Suffocating defense from Andre Thomas. That's what Eduprize needs if they want to turn around the pace of the game a little bit and control it. 6-3 lead for the Dragons. Here's Andre Thomas now back to AJ. Ball's on the ground, down low. The reverse is up and in off the glass. Avery Otsitka with the layup. Wadley with a couple extra steps, maybe got bumped. Doesn't make it anyway. Kalik Lewis getting the hands involved. But it goes back to Eduprize. The pump faked the shot, and he got bumped on the way up, and Jeremiah Green is assessed the foul. And going to the line is AJ Thomas. So the Dragons started in a zone, really good trapping above the three-point line. Saw a little bit of a full court press look. They eventually retreated, but trying to make life as difficult as ever for this Eduprize team. Certainly the underdog today, but trying to make some noise. Score all knotted up at 6-all, under 5 to play in the first quarter. Just 1 out of 2 at the line for Thomas. Score remains the same. Eduprize playing in a trap as well, guard high, and they turn it over. Green once again. They get the ball up the court and they lay it in. Khalil Lias again. He has 5 of the 8 points. First lead for Eduprize. Jeremiah Green now to Fogel. Fogel with some space to Lewis. Now off to Miranin for the slam dunk. Miranin rocks the rim. It's 8 apiece. Oh, the spin move, but it's rejected. Miranin out of nowhere. Ositska thought he had room to lay it up and in, and Miranin said, nuh-uh. He is tough to deal with at the rim. Already 4 rebounds. The quick trigger 3, well short. Miranin with his 5th board already, along with 2 points. Green driving. Gets fouled on the way up. 2 players surrounding him. It's going to be Ositska assessed with the foul. First free throw attempts of the night for AZ Compass Prep. Jeremiah Green. Couple turnovers already, but getting off to Texas A&M to play for Buzz Williams in 2025. Has so much talent as a ball handler, a leader, a shooter. One of the most physical guards I've seen at the high school level. Green knocks down a pair. 10-8 now, AZ Compass Prep. Ball into the corner, gets Miranin up in the air. They switch it, the long three-pointer short again. Wadley corrals. Under 3:40 to play here in the first quarter. 10-8 lead for AZ Compass. Green being guarded by Elias. Really great defense among the guards so far. Fogel, the corner for 3. And the ball's going the other way. Over the back by Miranin. Trying to collect already his 6th board of the contest, but he's going to have to wait on that. He has just 2 points to show for it so far for Compass. And the ball back in the hands of Eduprize. Grant working on Green. Good hands from Green. And Randall just entered the game. 3-pointer with Miranin in the face. Swish. Andre Thomas knocks it down from distance. Great start for Eduprize. Almost just got a little bit better. Kalik House driving baseline. Miranin now. Ositska guarding him up top. The physicality is rejected, but not before the body bump. Got Miranin up in the air. Just waiting on who the foul is going to be called on. It looks like Khalil Lias. And now confirmed, number 12, Khalil Lias, 5 points and his first foul. Miranin is just so good at imposing his will both on the offensive and defensive end, as crafty and versatile of a player at the high school level. hails from Finland. So much talent as well from Europe at this level, and making even more of an impact than ever at the NBA level as well. From countries like Latvia, Serbia, France, of course, Spain, among others, and Marinin like Lauri Markkanen, both from Finland. Dayton Foster into the game. Now to A.J. Thomas. Being guarded up top by Wadley. The crafty handles. The three-pointer is off. And the ball with Fogel. Compass Prep trying to work quickly. Kalick House runs into a wall. The floater in and out, but Wadley is able to corral it off his own miss for the score. 13-11 for the Dragons. Nobody home on the defensive end for the board. Ositska working on Fogel. Good hands from Fogel. Even better job from Ositska to create space. And he's rewarded with a trip to the charity stripe. Foul goes on Fogel. Avery Ositska has done some nice things down low on both ends of the floor. Already has 2 points on the night. And tacks on another. 13-12 advantage for the Dragons. One out of two for Ositska. A lot more volume and scoring in this game for AZ Compass Prep as opposed to the first quarter in their game against Skyline on Friday. Almost a steal. And eventually a turnover. Too hot on the pass from Kalick House, trying to look to Green. A couple too many turnovers for AZ Compass Prep and some wasted possessions with no points. Lias working on Randall. The Euro step in the reverse. Off the glass. Lias with 7 points so far for Eduprize. Suffocation at the top, but they get it down to Randall, who bangs it in. Nicholas Randall heading to Mizzou in 2025. Thomas on Fogel. Randall helping him out. Thomas works around both players. He elevates. What a block at the rim by Wadley. Fogel now with it, working through two players, and he lays it up and in. How about the defense to offense for AZ Compass Prep? And they have a three-point lead with under a minute to go. Foster looking for somebody, anybody. Wadley right on him. The crossover to the right. But the ball's poked away. Furious pace in this one so far. Fogel driving. Nobody there, and he lays it in again. Twice as nice for Davis Fogel. And Eduprize wants to call a timeout to talk it over. 19-14. The largest lead of the night so far for the Dragons. The depth, the talent of this AZ Compass Prep team sometimes is too much to handle. And this Eduprize team is showing a lot of fight and grit here in the first quarter to stay in it, as we saw Skyline did on Friday as well. But man, so many guys are 2-3 level scorers, especially 3-level scorers on this AZ Compass team. And Marinin and Fogel, Jeremiah Green and Wadley. Constantly just next man up mentality. And somebody always is able to live up to the moment for AZ Compass Prep. Lanier back into the game. I mean, when you can go from 4-star recruits to 5-star or another 4-star recruit off the bench, tough to handle at this level. Fogel, Lanier, Kalick House, Wadley, and Randall in the game. Kick ball by Wadley. Foster trying to get it down low to no avail. The lob, and he lays it in. Trying to connect for the oop with Randall, but gets the points anyhow. 21-14, a touchdown and an extra point lead here for Compass Prep. First half clock winding down, no good on the shot. Wadley with the heave after the horn. Hits the light, actually. That's not even on your screen here. That's how high the shot attempt went from Wadley. 21-14 lead for AZ Compass Prep. They lead comfortably at home. Already 1-0 on the season after an impressive second half victory against Skyline. And after a faster start in this one, they're able to start and finish the half the same way, in control like they always have. Couple minutes, we're gonna head to a break here. And we'll be back with the second quarter action. 21-14 lead for the Dragons here on Inferno TV's YouTube.
Inferno TV provides students here at ASU a really unique opportunity to get experience both in front of the camera and behind the camera, and it's something that I'm really happy to see the growth of here at Inferno TV, just the opportunities that freshmen and transfer students especially have to get those reps. It's not something that's easy here at Cronkite. It's not something that's an easy field to get into, and so to be able to provide people those opportunities is something I'm really happy about.
Obviously, ASU has a lot of NCAA programs, but what people might not realize is that they also have a lot of club teams that need some coverage and allows some people to get some behind-the-scenes action, whether they want to be in front of the camera, whether they want to do play-by-play, ringside, sideline, or production, camera work, whatever the case might be. Inferno TV offers that to those students because I feel like you can never have too many clubs that give students.
Second quarter action here at AZ Compass Prep. That's the second back court for the Dragons in this game. Pete Caffey not happy with the opening seconds here of the second quarter, but a lot to like in the first. 21 total points for Compass Prep. Really good minutes from Kayleek House. Wadley, Miranin, Randall, and Fogel all alike. A lot of contact. Who are they going to get the bump on? Looks like Lanier. Not sure if it was in the act of shooting. Looks like, yep, they're going to have it down under the baseline. Shot clock moved back to 20. Ball in really quickly, way off on the teardrop attempt. That one from Makai Grant. Kayla Kaus working on Foster. No good, off back iron and out. And a jump ball down low. Gonna go the other way to the Dragons. So Foster did enough to force a miss from House, and the score remains the same here. We're just over 30 seconds in the second quarter. Grant out in the corner. It was Lias working on Randall, but to no avail. Foster trying to swoop in for the steal. Randall calling for the ball down low. A lot of physicality and contact. They're going to eventually call it on Makai Grant. Both 24s, one in blue, one in white, working on each other. Randall trying to create space and work down low. 20 back on the shot clock. Jeremiah Green continuing to run the show for Compass Prep. Eduprize in a high 2-3 zone. Nice dump off pass to Miranin. Front end miss. Foster up the floor to Thomas. The lob, the jam! Thomas skies for the slam dunk. 21-16. We've seen that a couple times from the Dragons, but the Eagles trying to get it themselves. Two more tacked on, and one more opportunity for a free throw attempt to come up the line. That's Lanier with the and one. Lanier from Arkansas. has an offer from his home state of Arkansas, who has really bolstered their program since hiring John Calipari. A.J. Thomas works in, past Miranin. Oh, and he gets it off the glass. A.J. Thomas with Miranin right in his face, able to connect. Swarming defense down low, but they get it to the right guy, and Miranin. Outstanding defense down low by Grant, who got the tie-up with Miranin. And the possession arrow now headed to the Dragons. 14 on the shot clock, a 5-point lead for Compass Prep. Eduprize making life difficult on the defensive end. They wanted to get the lob up to Miranin, but he got pushed from behind. So the ball will stay or where it was, rather. Foster on the foul. Dragons really like to do that with their sets under the basket, trying to free up Miranin down low. Eduprize now in man, but they trap up top. Fogel. House. Under 5 on the shot clock. Miranin steps out for 3. Way off. Foster going the other way with speed. Working on Kalick House. Bad pass. But Elias regains possession for Eduprize. A.J. Thomas wants to slow down the pace just a little bit. Gets the screen from Andre. Way off again. Seen a lot of backboard. No rim misses so far on both sides. House had space to let one fly, but decided otherwise. Fogel on Elias. House with the spin. The teardrop. Back iron it out. Rebound Elias. A.J. Thomas drawing contact. And he'll go to the line. It was Randall and House there colliding. And the foul goes on the big man in Nicholas Randall. A lot of misses on both ends have provided fast break, swift opportunities up the floor. Thomas taking advantage of that and trying to cut back into this 5-point Compass lead. Knocks down the first. A.J. Thomas once again going to Loyola Marymount in California. After the end of his senior year in high school, his dad is the coach. So some family ties to this Eduprize team. 23-20, under 5 to go in the first half. The Eagles back to a 2-3 zone. Randall in the short corner. Couple of bumps and lays it in. Creates enough space of his own to get the shot off. And it's 25-20. Grant working on House. To Foster, thought about it. Randall went out to the corner, created some space. Foster, despite his height, getting the board. The 3 over Randall, and it's good. Khalil Elias knocks it down from distance. House being guarded. Ball back to House, working on the baseline. Cross court to Fogel. Back to House in the corner. Off back iron and out. Rebound now to Sebastian Vargas, who's into the game for the first time. Eduprize has cut into the lead, just 25-23 for the Dragons. Down low, back out to Foster. The tall forward and Randall, the guard and Foster. How about this matchup? Trying to get it over Randall, and eventually the length just too much. Green and House trying to set a half-court set. Down to Fogel, working through a couple players, no good. Now into the hands of Randall, but he stepped out of bounds. Eduprize doing a really nice job of cutting off any angle or sliver of opportunity for the Dragons to get high percentage shots off. Elias comes out, Andre Thomas comes out. Ositska comes back into the game as well as A.J. Thomas. Lanier with active hands. Now with Thomas. He's been a force so far at the rim. Long three-pointer, air ball. Vargas now out to Grant, who connects for three. Makai Grant and this Eduprize team raining down threes here in the first half. The Eagles have now opened up a one-point lead, and the foul on the floor. And so Siska down low. A number of players burying three-pointers so far. Elias, Grant, A.J. Thomas. And the Dragons turn it over again, careless. In a design set like that. Thomas, the pull-up, short. Wadley working through two defenders. Trying to go coast to coast. The teardrop, no good. The tip also not in. Foster keeps it in, now to Wadley. All alone for the jam. Quincy Wadley for the easy two. But Thomas the other way. If you blink, you're going to miss him. And he goes back to the free throw line. Dragons couldn't retreat fast enough on defense after Wadley had a cakewalk basket for two. A.J. Thomas setting the tone so far in the first half for Eduprize. Crawling them back steadily into this one, and now tying the lead and even taking the lead at one point, which they have an opportunity to again right here. And they do. Both free throws are good by Thomas, 28-27 for Eduprize. Cross court to Green, can't connect. Foster gets the ball on the tip. Working on Lanier. Vargas with space, but he stepped out of bounds. Lack of court awareness there for Vargas. Foster was trying to get the ball up quickly once again after these Dragons misses. Fogel pops out. Vargas right on Wadley. Shakes off the screen from Green. Really good double team. Ball was loose for a second. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Lanier with the layup. Not by design, but that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes tips and bounces go your way. And it paid off that time for the Dragons. The scoop, the layup, the score. A.J. Thomas doing it all for Eduprize. Puts them back into the lead by one with under a minute to go. In a flash like lightning, even after a make. That's two straight times now that A.J. Thomas by himself has gone up the floor and made something happen. As you can see on your screen, Wadley, number 0 in white for the Dragons, wanting an explanation from the referee. Really nice body control once again on the layup from Thomas, trying to draw contact at a high speed, momentum, and giving himself an opportunity at the free throw line as well. Can't connect on the old-fashioned three-point play. Green able to get past Thomas, the three-pointer on the way. It's off. Marinan, one dribble. Boy, I feel like he's always on the ground, constantly getting hit, drawing contact. Always amongst the guys that are the most physical on the floor. Not in the act of shooting, but the Dragons in the bonus. Marinan wiping off something on his lip after he went down. Puts the Dragons back at level, 30-all. Lanier comes out, Wadley comes in. Marinan, the 5th ranked player in the ESPN 60. 6'10", 185. Last couple of possessions here for Eduprize. See if they want a 2-for-1 here. Thomas dancing and prancing. Working on Wadley. Spins back around. Gets it over the 6'10", Marinan. A.J. Thomas has been impressive in the first half. Almost single-handedly willing Eduprize into a lead here in the first. Dangerous pass to Fogel down low. Marinan wide open. Can't get it, however. Good recovery that time by a couple players in blue. Under 10 to go. A shocking 1-point lead for Eduprize. Thomas, the long three, no. Vargas on the board. Back out for three to Thomas. Side rim and out. It was Andre Thomas, no relation to A.J. Thomas. And if you thought that Eduprize would have a 1-point lead at halftime, pull out the receipt. 32-31 for the Eagles from Gilbert over AZ Compass Prep at home here in Chandler, Arizona. And it was the Dragons with a first quarter lead, but they find themselves down one, needing to regroup, and they had a slow start in Friday's game against Skyline, really able to pick it up with a monstrous third quarter that took them through the rest of the game and maintained a massive double-digit lead. So about 5 to 10 minutes to talk it over for Pete Caffey and his Dragon squad. 32-31 lead for Eduprize here on Inferno TV's YouTube.
Inferno TV provides students here at ASU a really unique opportunity to get experience both in front of the camera and behind the camera, and it's something that I'm really happy to see the growth of here at Inferno TV, just the opportunities that freshmen and transfer students especially have to get those reps. It's not something that's easy here at Cronkite. It's not something that's an easy field to get into, and so to be able to provide people those opportunities is something I'm really happy about.
Obviously, ASU has a lot of NCAA programs, but what people might not realize is that they also have a lot of club teams that need some coverage and allows some people to get some behind-the-scenes action, whether they want to be in front of the camera, whether they want to do play-by-play, ringside, sideline, or production, camera work, whatever the case might be. Inferno TV offers that to those students because I feel like you can never have too many clubs that give students real world experience.
And something we really wanted to do was not just provide students that with more opportunities, but also provide these clubs that don't get coverage with more opportunities to get coverage. So, you know, now we're covering Skyline Prep, we're covering ASU lacrosse, ASU men's soccer, FC Arizona is a big one.
And it's really just been like good because we're able to give Cronkite students experience with what they want to do, as well as providing the families of these student athletes a chance to watch them play.
Another cool thing about Inferno TV is that, again, we cover sports that don't really get a lot of coverage, so a lot of parents come up to us and they're like, thank you so much for covering us and all that stuff. And, you know, I think a huge one is whenever we're able to do things like ASU women's hockey and you see a lot of parents, and a lot of parents come up to you and say, you do great work, this is the only way I can watch my daughter, or for D2 hockey, it's the only way I can watch my son. I think that's a lot of, you know, a lot of happiness and a sense of achievement that everyone gets, and it's cool to be able to not just offer that for teams, but offer that outreach to students.
I think one of my goals for the future of Inferno TV is I'm just looking forward to seeing all of the success stories that we have that come through this program. You know, to see where it started without it being even called Inferno TV in the very beginning, to then the creation of Inferno TV officially as a club, to where it's going to grow in the future beyond when I'm here. So just seeing how it evolves in the future, seeing all the people that come through the program that go on to do great things in the professional world, that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Chandler. A.J. Thomas, tremendous first half. Gets it off to the other Thomas. They're both unrelated, no good. Miranin had 5 or 6 rebounds in the opening couple of minutes. Has been quiet on that end, but tallies on another. Wadley working on Thomas. Gets rejected from behind. Grant going the other way. Grant had a little bit of space, but House retreated. Right in his face. Lias working around through the double team. Gets it down. They thought he did. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Looked like maybe a show-stopping moment would happen, but possession still in the hands of the Eagles. Green on Grant. 4 on the shot clock. Working with no space. The long shot, no good. Rebound Miranin again. Excellent defense by Jeremiah Green. House with A.J. Thomas right on him. Mismatch down low to Miranin, and maybe for the better. He had the much younger Makai Grant on him. So the shot clock goes to 20. First foul of the second half for Eduprize. Wadley open for 3, no good. Miranin though for the putback. Miranin rocks the rim. 33-32 Dragons. That's the kind of impact, the instant impact he can make offensively. Great hedge. Oh, and they're going to call a foul. He got Grant off balance, but not before a bump. Two-three zone again from the Dragons. Out to Grant, the mid-range, connects. Going back and forth as it did in the late stages of the first half, and it's Eduprize regaining the lead again. Ositska and A.J. Thomas on Miranin, who takes a spill. Foul gonna go on Ositska. Miranin is just a lot to handle. You need extra bodies to be able to try to cover him. Fogle off of the screen from Miranin. Pulls up in the mid-range. Couple bounces and it's off. Possession going to stay with the Dragons. Really good screen off the ball from Miranin to create space for Fogle, who's normally quick to pull the trigger, but instead went for the mid-range. Bad pass from Green into the hands of Thomas. A.J. Thomas looking for Ositska. A little bit too far. Had the right idea. Eagles now in a 3-2 zone. Seen a couple of different defensive patterns so far by both teams. A.J. Thomas all over the place defensively again. Getting a hand on it with Green. Back to Fogle. Up top to Wadley. His 3. He got it. It was only a matter of time. Quincy Wadley with a 3-pointer. And he now gives the Dragons a 2-point lead. Cross-court pass to Elias. And on the other end, they're able to connect too. Back and forth we go in Chandler. Careless basketball again from the Dragons. A number of times that they stepped out of bounds, or a couple of errant passes before they can get into a set. Uncharacteristic for AZ Compass Prep. Thomas pulls up with Fogle right in his face. Miranin starts to break. Fogle in the corner. He buries it. Davis Fogle, the sharpshooter, headed to Gonzaga with his first tray of the game. Grant the teardrop, back iron and out. Wadley elevates for the board. All the way to Fogel. Stays in bounds. Kayla Harris. The scoop was no good. Went with the underhand scoop. A lot more low percentage than the upper hand, or rather the overhand scoop. Nifty handle that time from A.J. Thomas. He was rejected by Marinan, but once again a body bump, and he's at the line for two. Done that consistently throughout the game, and he's been the catalyst offensively and defensively for the Eagles. Really fun game here tonight. A lot to like on both sides. Sharp shooting from distance. Fogel and Wadley finally catching fire for the Dragons. Seen a couple of hoists on both sides. A.J. Thomas has tried to do it all. Misses both. So the lead remains at 2 for the Dragons. See what the Dragons can do in a half-court set. Eagles continuing to play stifling defense. Lanier to Green. Back to Lanier. Dangerous pass, it's intercepted. As if Thomas is playing football. Thomas spots up for three. He cans it. A.J. Thomas is a force for Eduprize. They get the ball inside to Lanier. You always want to do that in a zone. Had a lane, but he got bumped. Ball going underneath. Lanier comes out. Randall comes in. That's for the Dragons. And then Foster coming in. Ositska coming out for Eduprize. This is where they like to get the lob to Marinan, who's calling for it. Back out to Fogel. Has space for a three. Buries it. Davis Fogel, 2 in a row. Don't want him catching fire. A fun one we got on our hands here in Chandler. A.J. Thomas, another three. Short. Fogel to House. Was being swarmed, and Pete Caffey called a timeout at the perfect time. And the Dragons having a tough time on their hands with Eduprize. Their counterpart not going anywhere. Continuing to play stifling defense. Redirecting some shots for the Dragons. Creating chaos on defense, causing turnovers. Marinan has been quiet here as of late. And if AZ Compass Prep is able to get him going, can really open things up both offensively and defensively. They're at their best when they're running. Haven't been able to exactly do that with Eduprize, either going to the free throw line or making consistently a number of their shots. And it all starts with A.J. Thomas. Green, Marinan, Fogel, Randall, and Kalick House. In white with green trim for the Dragons. It's Grant Lias, A.J. Thomas, Andre Tyus, and Dayton Foster on the floor for the Eagles. Eduprize has also showcased the amount of depth they have as well. Ositska has made an impact. And a couple of players off the bench as well. Back to a 2-3 for the Eagles. Green probing. And before the runner, he got hit in the arm. 2 shots coming up for Green. Jeremiah Green from Denton, Texas, heading to the Lone Star State where he grew up on Friday in that huge matchup with Oak Hill. Oak Hill, one of the premier national powerhouses on the high school level for decades. Carmelo Anthony, Brandon Jennings, Cole Anthony among them. Green opens up a 4-point lead for the Dragons. Foster. Looking for somebody down low. He gets Andre Thomas. Back to the top of the key. A.J. Thomas working on Randall. Shot clock going to go back to 20 after the foul on Randall. A much slower pace now recently with a couple of fouls on either end. It was just the Dragons late in the first half as the only team to get in the bonus. Bad pass collected by Green up to Fogel. That looked like a goaltending, and yep, that's the right call. Dragons fired up on the sideline. Pete Caffey, as well as one of the assistant coaches, out of his seats. Likes what they see with a 6-point lead now, their largest in a while. Foster had some room. Off the foot of Fogel with an inbounds pass on the way. Foster out, Jamari Walker into the game for the first time. Quick ball movement, now over, and it's good. Before I can even say the name, Mekhi Grant drills the three-pointer off the bank. 46-43 now is the lead for the Dragons. Down low to Randall. Couple of bumps, has nowhere to throw it to. Through his legs for Mirren to keep it in, and he does exactly what he needed to, and hitting it off Elias of Eduprize. Just 9 on the shot clock for the Dragons to work with. Up 3 here late in the third quarter. Randall unaware he's being taken out, now heading to the sideline. And Lanier back into the game. Dragons don't have that much time to work with. Lanier comes in off the bench, but off on the 3. Rebound was by Andre Thomas. The spin from A.J. Thomas, no good on the reverse. Up to Mirren, this is where he's most dangerous. Eduprize wanted to travel. Green gonna slow it down just a bit for the Dragons. Ball's knocked away, then Fogel gets it back. But he deflected it out of bounds, and the ball's gonna go to Eduprize. The Dragons need some answers to get past that first line of defense, the guards for Eduprize. Grant the dump down. Thomas wide open in the corner. Lets Mirren fly by him, and he buries it. A.J. Thomas, 4 and blue, is killing it. .46 apiece. Fogel to Mirren for the jam. Boy, the 6'10" finish forward barely had to jump. Under 5 seconds to go. Thomas trying to go coast to coast, doesn't realize the clock. Almost put up a circus shot in. A lot of these players are going to need a breather after the last couple of sequences. But it's AZ Compass Prep with a 2-point lead here in the third quarter. Eduprize hanging tough. A.J. Thomas willing the team on his back. What is the fourth quarter going to have in store? We'll see on the other side here on Inferno TV's YouTube. Compass Prep up 2. Final 8 minutes of action here in Chandler. The Eduprize Eagles down by just 2 against the Dragons. Thomas with the ball has been everything so far. Get the ball in the corner, but it's going the other way. An illegal screen called on Andre Thomas. Had an opportunity to take the lead, and those are going to come at a premium here in the fourth quarter. Green, Wadley, Kayla Kaus, Miranen, and Fogel. The starting 5 back into the game to start the fourth quarter. Going the other way again. Back-to-back illegal screens. Miranen shakes his head. It's again just these careless mistakes before AZ Compass Prep is even able to get into offensive sets or get shots off as well. AJ Thomas all alone. Can't get it to go. Kayla Kaus with the rebound. Wadley, long three-pointer, way off. Rebound to Andre Thomas. Eduprize making it a hard time for the Dragons to get into their sets. The ball goes to Lias. Looked like it hit off the backboard and off the shot clock. So the possession goes the other way. Sebastian Vargas in for Eduprize. Jamari Walker out. 48-46 for the Dragons. They've had a difficult time on offense as of recent. Not a lot of three-pointers, but here could be one. Fogel, no good, but the jam is put in. Mika Miranen once again putting it back for the Dragons to increase their lead to 4. Dragons go back to man. Really nice switching so far above the top of the key, but Thomas gets past Wadley. Elevated with contact. He'll go back to the free throw line, a familiar spot so far tonight. Boy, when he gets downhill, he is dangerous. And we've seen his prowess from beyond the arc as well. Really well-rounded combo guard for this Eagles lineup. Again, these opportunities at the free throw line are going to come at a premium, as I mentioned earlier. So they want to try to limit these kind of misses and turnovers. That's 3 misses in a row. Keep that in mind, folks. At the free throw line now for AJ Thomas. They're free for a reason. Knocks that one down. So 1 for his last 4 to put his team now down by 3. Quickly up the floor to Wadley. Being guarded by Vargas. Miranen open down low, but he put the ball on the ground, which is always dangerous. He takes a spill. Foul's going to go on Lias. Would have been more effective for Miranen to instead keep the ball up over his head. Nobody's able to get it from that kind of position, and he was already close enough to the hoop. Here's Wadley with space. Able to get it up and over Thomas to lay it in for 2. House tightly guarding AJ Thomas. Dragons ready to switch at all times, playing stifling defense. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Also the first time we've seen Carter Maxwell, number 11 in blue in the game. Maxwell, as well as the rest of the 4 other players in the game right now for the Eagles, go back to the bench to talk it over with their head coach, P. Caffey. Corrals his guys and looks to do the same. A 5-point lead here for the Dragons. We're going to take a quick break here on Inferno TV's YouTube. Stay tuned for the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Gonna be a good one. Full timeout was called by Eduprize to talk things over. Both teams making their way back to the court, trying to make a lasting impact in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. A.J. Thomas has been outstanding, start to finish. 3-level type scorer, and has shown his tenacity on defense throughout the game as well. Working left past Miranin, who bumps him. Fouls are starting to pile up on both sides. Miranin, I believe, has 4 fouls, so he's going to take a seat. That's something to watch down the stretch. So Randall goes back into the game. Can spot Randall from anywhere. Bright pink Nike shoes. And headed to Mizzou next year. Under 20 to go on the shot clock. Andre Thomas past Randall off the backboard. And no good, but another turnover. Wadley off his foot. Just trying to look ahead at the next step up the floor, but you got to worry about one thing at a time. Thomas putting the moves on House, gets past him, and one! A.J. Thomas, are you kidding me? He's headed to Loyola Marymount in 2025, folks. My goodness. He's going to be a player. Out here like he's playing football. Intercepted a couple passes, a couple of stiff arms past defenders. He's been having his way here in Chandler. And has been both their offensive catalyst and their defensive tone setter as well. Okay, so the basket went in. I thought it was going to be an and one because it went in the hoop. But what I'm assuming happened is the Dragons are in the bonus. The foul is on the floor. So then that's why Thomas had a pair from the free throw line. Wadley creates space in the mid-range. It's good. Nylon for Quincy Wadley. Thomas had some room. Bad pass. Wadley on the other end of it. The Euro. The reverse. Oh my goodness, Quincy Wadley. Back-to-back baskets for the Dragons to put them up 8. Vargas for 3. Back iron and out. Randall has the board for the Dragons. Is this where the Dragons are going to pull away? Up by 8, their largest lead of the game. Randall to Fogel. He has the touch, and he has the and one. Davis Fogel has done that a number of times. Keeping the defender on his back, laying it in for 2. And he'll have one more opportunity now with the Dragons at their largest lead of double digits. Davis Fogel from Washington heading to Spokane to play for Mark Few and the Zags next year. Connects on the old-fashioned three-point play. They open up an 11-point lead. Makai Grant and the Eduprize Eagles got to work fast. Foster back into the game. The dribble drive through. Gets fouled on the way up. And they got to take advantage of any of these opportunities at the line. To claw, scratch, back into this one. Foster knocks down the first. 59-49. Just a couple ticks over 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Foster makes both. Wadley, Green, Fogel, House, and Randall. In for the Dragons. Wadley past A.J. Thomas. Nice pass to Randall. Through two defenders, almost got the and one. He's headed to the line too. Randall had two smaller defenders on him trying to play bully ball. And almost maybe put the game out of reach, but he can do that potentially at the free throw line. With the lead now back up to 10 for AZ Compass. Ositska, Grant, Foster, and both Thomases, and Andre Thomas and A.J. Thomas into the game for the Eagles. Hoping to will their team back into it now, down by 11. Down low to Ositska, wide open. Ositska with the slam dunk. Fogel wasn't paying attention to bad pass. This is exactly what the Eagles needed. Dragons on the bench are not happy with the way that pass went. You can't give a team like the Eagles any opportunities and signs of life. So now the Eagles knocking down their free throws, and that's going to help them trying to decrease the deficit. So before, 2 free throws from Foster. Then the jam from Ositska. And then potentially 2 at the free throw line, 1 in already from Makai Grant. Make it 2. So 4 out of 4 are the Eagles. Last couple trips to the line. Tough defense from Grant, and they're going to get him on the bump. Both teams now in the bonus. Wadley at the line. He's come to life here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Hails from Arlington, Virginia. Among these 5 stars, like Caden House, sitting out today, but boy, he would be a huge offensive impact and allow them to burst in the scoring column if he was able to suit up tonight. Wadley makes both. Crucial with the team back at a double-digit lead. Under 3 to go in the 4th. Oh, a nice move there by Foster on Miranen. Out to Lias. No good. Strong board from Wadley. 2-on-1 opportunity. Fogel lays it in. Davis Fogel puts the Dragons up 12. Makai Grant looking to go past Green. Out to Andre Thomas. Rattles in and out. And it's gonna stay here again and put Eduprize at the line. My view was just blocked by the referee, but I think they just called a technical foul, and Miranin is hot. He's headed to the bench, takes off his jersey off your screen. And the Dragons do have a comfortable lead, but they want to try to manage their emotions down the stretch and not let these things try to get the best of them. The Eagles talking it over, as well as the Dragons without their head coach. So just looking to settle what's going on here. Okay, so 2 at the free throw line coming for Elias, who was bumped. And then Miranin assessed a technical foul. Buzzer sounds at an inopportune time, so Elias has a couple more seconds to mull things over at the line. So along with the technical foul from Miranin, he's already out of the game after fouling out. Mentioned that he had 4 earlier on in the fourth quarter, got taken out, and his night is done. So he took off the jersey in frustration after the tech. But regardless, he picked up that 5th foul. Eduprize making their free throws. Khalil Elias started off sizzling offensively in the first quarter. And the Dragons have put out that fire just a little bit, but there's nothing they can do about it with Elias at the free throw line. So these are the technical free throws now. 3 out of 3. Excellent poise from Elias, regardless of going 3 out of 4 at the line. (66-57) advantage now for the Dragons. Almost a careless turnover by Foster. Great defense above the top of the key. And another foul. Dragons just have no answers right now and are constantly getting penalized. And Eduprize slowly creeping their way back to decrease the lead. Free throw by free throw. And with a number of misses earlier on, including in the fourth quarter, with A.J. Thomas at one point hitting 1 out of 4, including another miss there, these could have been opportunities now for Eduprize to cut the lead of the Dragons to a 2-possession lead. But instead, it's still 9. And even with the make here, with the lead at 8, still 3 possessions. 2:13 to go. Foul on the floor. It was Thomas that went flying, but he's going to be called for the foul. Two shots for Kalik House. He was magnificent in the game on Friday. Has been quiet here throughout the game. Hasn't shot nearly as many three-pointers, but that speaks to the tight defense all night from Eduprize, especially on the perimeter. Foster, Andre Thomas, A.J. Thomas making life difficult for the guards for the Dragons. 1 out of 2. Those free throws were very important for the Dragons. The lead back to 9. A.J. Thomas has done it all. Can he get 3 more? Short. Rebound to Lanier. And for the Dragons, now their clock is their friend. All right, so a full timeout now called by the Dragons and Pete Caffey. And they weren't comfortable with that double-digit lead before, considering the foul and maybe a change of momentum, but with under 2 minutes to go, a sign of life, considering now that they're turning Eduprize over a couple of times, and the only points that the Eagles are getting are when they're converting at the free throw line. But Miranin is out. Fogel is close to being out. Both teams in the bonus, so that's why the pace of play has slowed down significantly. Got a good crowd on hand, including Ty Washington, one of AZ Compass Prep's own. Shout out to the hometown kid who is also going to be playing with the Phoenix Suns and the G League Suns on a two-way contract. He's off your screen all the way to the right, dribbling the basketball as we speak. Went to the University of Kentucky. Can certainly provide a lot of advice and guidance on his journey to the Dragons, in a very similar position to him and where Washington was in his career, suiting up in the white and green. Compass Prep outscoring Eduprize 19-12 in the fourth frame so far. Wadley took a spill. He has the ball now. High trap from Eduprize. Can they cause a turnover? Good pass from Fogel to get it back to the top of the key. 10 to go on the shot clock. Almost a backcourt. Wadley trying to dribble through pressure. Out now to House, who has space, and he eventually gets fouled up in the air by Foster. A couple of times maybe where Eduprize's chaotic defense could have caused a turnover, but the Dragons poised just enough to maintain possession and then try to add points to their lead. With, once again, as I mentioned before, the clock their friend, and it's certainly not for Eduprize. House knocks down the first. House, 6'3", 175. Born and raised in Phoenix. Previously with his brother Caden House at Desert Mountain, and his first year with the Dragons. 11-point lead for AZ Compass Prep. Careless pass, Fogel on the other end of it. Wadley maybe wanted to continue to shave off time on the clock, but a careless shot attempt from inside the paint. The runner in and out. Thomas couldn't corral the board. Was it deflected? It wasn't. Missed opportunity for Eduprize after Wadley forced a bad one early in the shot clock. Fogel the ball on the ground. Foster was going for it. Nice pass, but what a pin down block by Andre Thomas. .101 to go. Shot clock at 20 was reset after the ball hit the rim. Fogel is fouled down low. Okay, so the Dragons not yet in the bonus, with Fogel not in the act of shooting. Fogel crosses over. Wadley, can he put the game away? He can't. Rebound up to Fogel, who lays it in. Could that be the icing on the cake in Chandler? 71-58, the Dragons. Oh, nice crossover move. The reverse. Off the rim, no good. Lias was looking for it all. Time is running out for Eduprize, and looks like the Dragons have done just enough to hold on. Under 20 on the shot clock. Under 22 on the game clock. Wadley being guarded above the top of the key. Down to Fogel for the jam. That is going to do it. 73-58 for the Dragons. Fogel with a couple of baskets late. Really nice fourth quarter from the Dragons to be able to hold off a tough squad like Eduprize, who is continuing to scare the Dragons in their lead, considering all their trips to the free throw line. Emotions at times getting out of hands for the Dragons, but they get the job done in the end. They're on a back-to-back game winning streak are the AZ Compass Prep Dragons after a victory on Friday against Skyline. And after taking care of business here tonight against Eduprize, the Dragons will be headed to Houston, Texas with a showdown with Oak Hill Prep, powerhouse high school prep program out of Virginia on Friday. So Miranin in this one, not as much of a factor as he was in the prior game. Fogel came to life in the fourth quarter. Wadley did some really nice things. Just too many careless turnovers throughout the first and second half that they need to clean up. But overall, a solid performance from Pete Caffey's side, and you got to credit the toughness and the ability to stay in it every second, every moment for Eduprize. Shout out to A.J. Thomas, an incredible performance from him, constantly single-handedly willing his team back into cutting into the deficits of the Dragons. Dayton Foster did a really good job in leading the dance and a lot of the half-court sets for the Eagles. Ositska as well had some solid minutes. Makai Grant. High level of shooting on both sides, so there was a lot displayed here tonight in Chandler. And the team out of Gilbert and Eduprize can have their head held high after a solid performance. And now heading on the road off to Houston, Texas, just for one game, once again against Oak Hill, our AZ Compass Prep. This broadcast was brought to you by Inferno TV, a completely student-run club here at Arizona State University. Our next broadcast is on Friday, when ASU Women's Club Hockey takes on the University of Arizona at 7 p.m. You can tune in to the broadcast right here on Inferno TV. For Courtney DeWallaby doing a great job behind the camera, her first game with Inferno TV, and Ari Wohl directing, doing an excellent job as the president of Inferno TV as always. I'm Kobe Bronstein, signing off from AZ Compass Prep. The Dragons take down the Eagles here in Chandler.